Tyrese Maxey was also in the gym with LeBron James. Speaking of LeBron James, you know what I'm saying, man? And again, I don't expect Paul George to be LeBron James. I don't expect him to have the mentality of LeBron James. But LeBron James is in the gym with Tyrese Maxey while Paul George is in St. Tropez celebrating Jamie Foxx's birthday. LeBron James, he could be at Jamie Foxx's birthday party. He could be out doing celebrity shit. He's 42 years old, bro. He could have been retired already. Is LeBron James at Jamie Foxx's birthday party? Is he at a Michael Rubin party? Is he at home sitting on the couch? Nope, he's in the gym with your teammate, Tyrese Maxey. And here is a Tyrese Maxey workout video, and he's back in the gym with Chris Johnson, and here he is working on creating separation and change of pace. And I love this because I think this is something that LeBron is recruiting. Is he recruiting for who? The Lakers? I think LeBron's up out of there. Jamie Foxx probably barely knows Paul George. I think LeBron's out of there. Maybe LeBron's recruiting himself to Philadelphia. Please let it be true. Please let that be true. But anyway, this is an interesting clip here of Tyrese Maxey working out because I think this is stuff that he's really needed to work on. And last season, I think he fell back into his old style of play, which was like one speed. You know what I mean? Either chuck up a three or sprint all the way to the rim. And I think for, most of his young career now, he's needed like an intermediate speed and an intermediate pace. And he's needed this change of pace type of game. When you watch point guards like Jalen Brunson or SGA or Tyrese Halliburton, when they get in between the three-point line, that change of speed. And Tyrese Maxey's speed is so lethal. And he's shown flashes of, change of speed and change of pace. But if he gets this, we say every year if Tyrese Maxey does this offseason, he'll be at the next level, right? He was a 29% three-point shooter in college. If he gets that to 35%, he'll be the next level. He took that to 40+% the next year, And then we were like, if he becomes a better playmaker, if he does this, if he does that. I think if he really focuses on, and I think he probably is focusing on it because he's a smart player and he knows every offseason, here's what I need to do to get better. Not here's all the reasons it didn't work, let me go do a 4-hour interview and let everyone know all the reasons it's not my fault. No. That's not what Tyrese Maxey does. Tyrese Maxey says, how can I get better again? And so I think in between the lines, in between the three-point line and the basket, the mid-range ball handling and change of pace and controlling the game with his speed, not reacting to the defense, making the defense react to you type of stuff is something Tyrese Maxey is focused on. And here's a clip of him working on it, that like feeling out the defender, stop and go type stuff, step back, a little bit more methodic type of stuff. Slow your game down, feel out the defender, and then, get into a turnaround jumper. This right here, a little slow Euro step. This is like a Luka Doncic style, feel the contact and get a shot up. Maybe he's working on some SGA type of like foul baiting, if you will, baiting the defender into contact and then taking the shot instead of flying a million miles per hour straight into the defense and not getting the call because officials just don't give you calls when you play the speed that he was playing. When you look a little bit out of control, referees are less likely to give you the call. But like a SGA style of, feeling out the defender, getting the contact, and then getting like an extra step into a floater and stuff like that. So I think, man, look, I don't know if Tyrese Maxey is going to be on the next level this upcoming year as far as this style of play. But if he does add this type of stuff to his game, where he can really slow down, get in between the lines, and get good shots off, with a more methodic, like, change of pace type of game, he could be unstoppable. And we already know he has the scoring ability. He's one of the only 76ers players in history with multiple 50-point games in a season. Joel Embiid, Wilt Chamberlain, and Allen Iverson being the other two. If he adds this type of stuff to his game, bro, like this type of stuff right here, feel out the defender, the spin, back to the middle of the paint, fade away. Oh, yeah. All right, catching a oop here? Catching a oop here, Tyrese? I want to see Tyrese Maxey catch an alley-oop in a game this year. People are saying... Now, my boy Romp did put out a video. I just saw the thumbnail when I searched, you know, Tyrese Maxey. I was looking for a new photo to put on my thumbnail, I think, and Romp's video popped up. And he was talking about Tyrese Maxey hit a growth spurt. All right. LeBron James is 6'8", right? Commonly listed as 6'8". Now, he's leaning down a little bit in this photo. All right. And he's still about 3-4 inches taller than Maxey. So, no, I think Tyrese Maxey about 6'3". I don't think he hit a growth spurt, and I don't think people hit growth spurts when they're 25 years old. How tall is Tyrese Maxey? Listed at 6'2". They might give him an inch this year. He might be 6'3". Maybe the New Balance signature shoes have another half inch of padding in there. I'm not sure. But realistically, or you know, all jokes aside, I think if Tyrese Maxey adds this like mid-range methodical play to his game, it can take him to the next level. And I really want to see that, man. I'm really rooting for Tyrese Maxey because last year, you know, I really just did not want to say anything negative about him last year with the way the season went with the 76ers and him being thrown into it. Was he good? A lot of games, no. A lot of games was just him taking 30 shots and 18 of them were bad. You know, bad three-point attempts, rushing shots, sprinting all the way to the rim, trying to draw fouls. It just, he didn't have a good season. And this is telling me he's working on being more of a lead ball handler point guard. I know everybody says all the time Tyrese Maxey's not a point guard. I think, too, that he's better at the two. But this is point guard work that he's doing right here. This is SGA-style point guard work that he's doing right here. The crazy thing is, this game, this slow in-between-the-numbers game right here that he's working on, Jared McCain has this naturally. You know, so when, like, anytime I talk about who's a point guard and who's not, I always mention that Jared McCain just has it. He just plays like this naturally. He has the inside-out, change of pace, change of speed, feel out the defender, get to a mid-range, all that stuff, which is why I would love to see Jared McCain as the starting point guard. But I don't know if you can play Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain together for the future. My realistic prediction, I think, is that the 76ers tank again this upcoming season. They fire everybody. And eventually, they split up Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. I'm not saying this upcoming season, but 2-3 seasons from now, I think that's a realistic prediction. I think Jared McCain or Tyrese Maxey ends up being in a trade package, and I don't want to trade either of them. I'm just trying to say, like, if I had to predict what happens the next 3 years for the 76ers, I just think them both being guards under 6'3", and at least the Sixers front office believing that Tyrese Maxey is a point guard. It's an odd situation for Jared McCain as far as, like, the future. So, yeah, there's a video of Tyrese Maxey doing some in-between-the-lines point guard work. Eastwood in the house. Jared Newsom, what's up, man? You are my brother, the only ones that's keeping me a Sixers fan. Hey, Jared, man, listen, as long as you're just a fan of my channel, you don't have to be a Sixers fan. Just come right here and watch the show. We don't... I am on the I'm on the edge as a Sixers fan myself. I think at this point I'm just a pseudo 76ers YouTube reporter. My heart isn't very much into what the 76ers are doing right now. If the starting five was up to you, who would you start? Maxey, Grimes. Who did I say? Jared McCain, Maxey, Grimes, Trendon Watford, Joel Embiid. Trendon Watford, Dembona, because Joel Embiid is not going to play.